The following is an exclusive sports presentation of the RBA Sports Network. Come on in to the gym at Atlee High School in beautiful Hanover County, Virginia. It is senior night for the Atlee Raiders, and it is rivalry night as the Hanover Hawks come to Atlee to take on the Raiders in the Battle of Central Hanover County, with a lot of really interesting subplots tonight. A bittersweet night for the Atlee Raiders, and for the Hanover Hawks, there's more to play for than just tonight. Hi, fans. Rob with them along with you. Glad you're with us for night two of our Thursday-Friday night Game of the Week doubleheader to wrap up our 2017-18 regular season basketball broadcasts. We are this close, just this close away from being able to begin announcing our Game of the Week spring sports broadcast schedule. We hope to have confirmations on our first two broadcasts coming in the next few days. And, of course, we will update our Game of the Week broadcast schedule as they begin to come in at RBASportsNetwork.com. And there is a possibility you may hear from us live at the Siegel Center the weekend of March 8, 9, and 10, depending upon how the road through the tournaments go. Region tournaments get underway next Friday, the 16th of February. It is a new era. There are no more conference tournaments. There are no district tournaments in the Richmond area. We go straight to the regionals, and we'll be talking a whole lot about that as our broadcast continues tonight. Hanover Hawks come in tonight in the girls' game with a record of 13-7. They are in Region 4B's tournament no matter what, because in Region 4B, all 13 teams make the postseason. For the Hawks, right now it's a battle of trying to finish in the top four so that they can avoid the first round of the tournament and go straight to the quarterfinals. That would be on Wednesday, February 21st. If they can't make it top four, if they finish 5 or 6, then they'll be hosting a first-round game a week from Monday, February 19th. Losses this week to both Armstrong and Glen Allen have put a huge dent into Hanover's hopes to be able to get that bye into the quarterfinals. So they may have to play that extra game on the 19th. But if they can win tonight here at Atlee and then go to Deep Run and knock off the Wildcats coming up on Monday night in their regular season finale, there's still an outside shot at top four, depending upon how teams like Monacan and Chancellor and others in Region 4B fare here in the final days of the regular season. For the Atlee Raiders, they come in tonight at 12-9. Even if they win tonight, it looks like a 13-9 record may not be enough to grab one of the top 8 seeds and be able to move on to the Region 5B tournament, which begins with quarterfinal Friday, next Friday night, February 16th. Again, we'll talk all about the playoffs, the new formats, everything you need to know as our doubleheader Game of the Week broadcast rolls on. Seniors, of course, starting tonight for the Atlee Raiders on this Senior Night 2018. And we're getting ready for the tip and the beginning of tonight's game. Tips controlled by Rachel Metzger of Hanover. Quickly to Jordan Davis, who gets stripped, going to the hoop, out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Hawks, who are moving right to left across your PC, tablet, or mobile device. Inbound to Davis, picks up the dribble, gives it to Walker. Walker up top, needs a cutter, finds it in Metzger. She goes to the rim, and she'll also lose the ball, swatted out of bounds by the Raiders. Nice interior defense early. Last touch by Atlee. Hanover retains. 13 seconds in, first possession of the game. Up top to Walker. Walker's got air on her, picks up the dribble, gets it over for 3. That's Mardigan, and that's no good for Julia. And the rebound comes out to the Raiders. Kayla Maxson with it. Gets it over to Rachel Green. Back to Maxson. Right side to Kelly Ayer. Freshman who's had a very solid first season for head coach Michael Rawlings. She's going to drive, kick it off to Puttcomer. Her shot is off the back iron. No. Rebound shot blocked. Not a Youssef's shot from behind. Raiders retain. And Rachel Green, before she can get the pass up top to Maxson, will commit the traveling call. Aya Youssef not dressed tonight. She will not play for Atlee in this, their final game, most likely, of the season. We'll explain the reasons why into that as our game unfolds. Walker across the timeline, no score as we approach a minute in. Pass to Metzger. Now she's double teamed. Rachel needs help. Pass to Walker, almost got away from her. She's stuck in the corner. It'll go out of bounds. Wait for the officials' call. They'll say last touched by Atlee. The football coach Matt Gray over in the corner here this evening. We expect a huge crowd for tonight, for senior night for Atlee. Both student sections are pumped about this evening. Should be a great night. Mardigan for 3, no good. She gets her own rebound. Bounce pass to Davis. Davis bounce pass to Metzger in the lane. Another bounce pass inside. And we're going to get a traveling violation. No basket. Turnover to Atlee. A minute 11 into the game and still no score. Air across the timeline, gets around Walker, stops, puts up a 12-footer, and it'll get the kind rolling, go in. Kelly Ayer for 2, and the Raiders up 2-0. Metzger heads to the floor, and we'll get a foul called from behind on Tori Puttcomer. Her first. Madison Miller will check in for the first time tonight for the Hawks. Hawks got a win on Monday night at home and then lost to Armstrong Tuesday and Glen Allen last night. Shot up good, and we'll get a foul, and Sarah Johnson's going to go to the line with an opportunity to complete the traditional three-point play. Foul is on Youssef for not her first and the team's second, and it's Sarah Johnson trying to complete the and one and give the Hawks the first lead of the day. Free throw is up. And good. Hanover 3, Atlee 2. Some backcourt pressure. Green looking to get across the timeline does. Pass it to Youssef. 14-footer off the glass is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Atlee trying to save it. Hawks will get it, and the Raiders will employ a little backcourt pressure. Miller will handle it. Remember how deft she was at point guard in for Rachel Metzger in that championship game at the Lady Cavs Holiday Tournament back the week before Christmas. They get it to Jordan Davis, and they're going to call Jordan for the travel as she begins to work her way toward the lane from the left side, and a turnover to Atlee. Raider ball down 3-2. When these two teams played back on the 26th of January, it was a shocking game as Ayer misses a jumper in the lane. Green gets the rebound, kicks it out to Maxson. Her long 17-footer is good. Kayla Maxson for 2, and it's 4-3. Quickly down court to Davis. Jordan looking for the bounce pass inside the Miller, kicks it to Johnson, but we're going to get a foul before the bounce pass. They're going to call that on Maxson. That's her first. 3 team fouls now on the Atlee Raiders. Baseline pass into Miller. Miller will back it out, picks up the dribble, needs some help, finds Jordan Davis. Davis back to Miller, lost it, but right to Sarah Johnson. She'll head down the line, but she'll be called for double dribble. And Sarah Johnson turns it back over to the Raiders, who have the ball in the 1-point lead. A little sloppy start for both teams. Pass stolen by Metzger. Metzger to Davis. Up off the glass. Off the front iron, no. Metzger with a rebound. Her shot back iron, no. Fight for the rebound. Davis will get it, and we'll get a foul. It's on 30. For Nana, that's her second personal foul. So early foul trouble here for Atlee. Hawks have yet to commit a foul. Metzger looking to get the ball in, does. Johnson Mardigan with it now. Julia drives. Her shot too strong. Johnson saves it, gets it out to Miller. And we're going to get a double dribble on Miller. Turnovers for everybody early on here. Lacey Miller is going to check in for Rachel Green. Nada Youssef still in the game despite those 2 personal fouls. And the Raiders will take it out in the backcourt right in front of their bench. Leading by 1, 4-3, 5:08 to go first quarter. Another soft pass almost taken away. Puttkamer gets it. Her 12-footer is no good. Youssef fights, gets the rebound, and then gets tied up by Metzger down low. And the possession arrow will retain the possession to Atlee. 5:01 to go first quarter. Raiders 4, Hawks 3. Get the pass into Maxson. She'll drive the lane, put up a floater. It's good. And Kayla Maxson with 4 points. 6-3 Atlee. 4:50 here in the first. Metzger looks to pass it, lost it, out of bounds, and another turnover. As 21, Jessica Russell will check in for the first time tonight, and Metzger will head to the bench. Raiders get it in. Ayer will break the press, get across the timeline, back it up, need a little help, gets it from Maxson. Kayla, bounce pass to Puttkamer, out to Miller. Miller across to Ayer, inside, pass tipped. Youssef's got it on the baseline. She's double teamed, lost out of bounds. Last touched off the leg of Madison Miller. It'll stay with Atlee. Raiders 6, Hawks 3, 4:31 first quarter. Ayer over to Miller, left side. She gets double teamed, finds Youssef, almost traveled. Maxson will drive. Her shot partially blocked by Johnson. It'll go out of bounds before Mardigan can get to it. And it'll stay with Atlee. 4:20 in the first. Ellen Palia will check in for the first time at the next break. For the Hawks, they get it to Ayer. She'll drive the lane. The floater in and out, no. Got her own rebound, puts it up and in. Timeout. Atlee Raiders. Coach Rollins is fired up. 8-3 our score with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. We started the story a moment ago, have a moment to finish it now. When these two teams first played 3 weeks ago, and we were over at Lee Davis that night for PH and Lee Davis. 2 weeks ago, I should say, back on the 26th of January. It was shocking how this game, the girls' game, developed. Atlee could not buy a basket for most of the game, and at one point, Hanover led 36-7. They ended up cruising to a 53-21 win, and you can be guaranteed that these Raiders have not forgotten what happened 14 nights ago on the road and have big interest in trying to repay the favor. So a slow start, but now a good start for Atlee. Up 8-3. Hanover basketball now with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. 4 points for Maxson, 4 for Ayer. Sarah Johnson has the 3 for Hanover. They'll get it into Russell, who'll give it right back to Madison Miller, and she'll work it across the timeline. Bounce pass to Johnson. Finds Miller. Over to Russell. Russell up top. Ayer on her, and Ayer's going to take it away. Kelly Ayer with the left hand. Going up. Shot good, and a foul. And some inexperience there for Jessica Russell. For some reason, she just kind of grabbed a hold of Ayer's body around the waist, and no reason to do that because Kelly is going to get her too. And now she has a chance at the three-point play. 10-3 midway through quarter number 1. Free throw from Kelly is up and off the left iron. No good, but saved by Atlee. They get it back to Ayer. Kick out to Maxson for 3. It's good. And it is all Raiders right now. 13-3. 3:37 to go first quarter. Miller up top. Needs a bounce pass to Davis. Got it. Cutting to the hoop, and Davis puts it in for 2. Jordan Davis, her first 2 of the night. 13-5 Atlee. Maxson works it up top to Miller. Miller back to Maxson left side. Kayla, couple of dribbles, cross-court pass to Ayer, who will work at top of the key now. Bounce pass to Puttkamer, over to Miller for three. Back iron, no. Rebound to Palya. Palya gets it to Metzger. Rachel back into the game. Let's see if she'll go coast to coast. She will. Put it up, no. Long rebound to Johnson. Sarah kicks it out to Davis. Her jumper is too strong. And the rebound to Miller for Atlee. Lacey across the midcourt stripe where the big A is tonight with the double swords. Gets it into Puttkamer, lost it, but gets it right to Ayer. And Ayer on the baseline for two. Lost the ball, but Kelly was there to save the day. 2:40 to go, first quarter, 15-5 Raiders. Metzger into Johnson, another pass into a cutting Davis. She'll put it up way too strong. Long rebound comes out to Miller for Atlee. Gets it to Maxson. Maxson down court quickly to Ayer, and Kelly will travel on the left wing. Turnover to Hanover. Stay with us, fans. Coming up at the half, we'll be talking about the playoff situations and our boys basketball game, Hanover-Atlee, game 2 of our doubleheader, as we unbelievably wrap up our Game of the Week regular season coverage of basketball. Sarah Johnson will get a basket, but it'll be waved off. They say the pivot foot moved. Coach Rohr for Hanover doesn't like that call, and I think he's got a point. I think she did a very good job of keeping the pivot foot fine and allowing the Atlee player to go right by her. Ayer with the basketball right side to Miller. 10-point lead for Atlee. 2:10 to go in the first. Double team, and Miller's going to just dribble it right out of bounds. Defense pays off there for the Hawks, and they get the turnover, trying to get into this 10-point deficit. They only scored 14 in the first half last night at Glen Allen in a loss to the Jaguars. That final was 45-43. So Hanover, not only trying to get a top 4 seed in their region, they don't want to end up heading into the postseason on a losing streak. Into the lane, Adriana Jacobs gets the basketball and with the left hand puts it in for 2. 15-7, Hawks down 8. Miller to Ayer here right side. Kelly works it up top, over to Rachel Green, back to Ayer. Ayer looking, Nada up top there, top of the circle. She's got 2 personal fouls, got to be careful. Ayer keeps the dribble alive. 2-3 zone for Hanover. Miller bounce pass, almost taken away. Kari Rucker into the game. She'll get it to Ayer, who will drive the lane. Pass, or I should say shot, blocked from behind by Rachel Metzger. Here come the Hawks. Metzger down low, intercepted by Rucker. Kari with nice defensive capability there. Gets it down low, and Metzger steps away and gets it. And we'll get a foul at midcourt, and if that's on Youssef, it's her 3rd. 3 fouls on Nada Youssef. Aya Youssef is not playing tonight. She's not dressed. And they're going to have to get Youssef out, and I will be stunned if we see her the rest of the first half. Huge development now. Can the Hawks take advantage? Sarah Johnson had a strong third quarter in their Monday night win. They're going to need her to work down low here with Youssef out with 3 personal fouls. Metzger, under a minute to go in the first. Looking inside for Jacobs, puts it up, and a late foul call on Puttkamer, and that'll be her 2nd. Jacobs will get a pair here at the line, going up to the hoop. And with a chance to cut into this 8-point deficit. First free throw is in. And Jacobs with 3 points, 15-8. Sarah Johnson will check out for Hanover. Madison Miller is back in. Second free throw, short. Rebound, fought for, and taken by Kayla Maxson. Maxson bounce pass to Ayer. Gets double team, gets it to Rucker. Rucker to Maxson. She'll put up the jumper at the free throw line. No good. Mardigan with the rebound. Miller back to Julia, back to Madison, open for 3, but decides to send it into Jacobs, and her shot is good. Adriana in the lane and was not called for the 3-second violation. 15-10, final 20 seconds of the first quarter, and we get a travel on the Raiders. And now momentum beginning to shift from the homestanding Raiders to the visiting Hawks. The lead of 10 cut in half. Ball into Madison Miller. Final 20 seconds, first quarter. Ardegan looking in, puts it up. Too strong. Rebound Air. Final 5 seconds. Got to hurry. Kelly looks for somebody to give to. Long shot by Puttkammer is no good. But the Raiders have the 5-point lead. Atlee 15 and Hanover 10.
That's the end of the first quarter, with the Raiders leading 15-10.
A fun first quarter of basketball, but a ton of turnovers on both teams and big foul trouble early for Nada Youssef of Atlee, with Aya not available tonight. Nada with 3 personal fouls. So if Coach Rawlings at some point feels like he has to get her back into the game, it will be a huge roll of the dice. Still to come, boys basketball action, Hawks and Raiders. Second game in our doubleheader. And fans, for those of you who joined us last night, what a barn burner we had at Mills Godwin between the Eagles and Meadowbrook, 2 of the top 5 seeds right now in Region 5B. The Eagles get the win. The 5 beats the 3. And now Godwin over at number 4, Freeman, getting set to take on them. And if Godwin can beat their arch rivals on their home floor tonight, Mills Godwin could get into that top 4 and host a quarterfinal next Friday night in Region 5B boys. Second quarter underway. Davis with the ball right baseline. Rucker on her. Finds a cutter in Jacobs. Her shot hangs off the back of the iron twice. No good. Got her own rebound. Kicks it out to Miller. And Miller with a whistle. And why do we have the whistle? Looks like it'll be a turnover, but we did not see which referee blew the whistle and gave the signal. We're going to assume a 3-second violation. There was no travel on the play. Atlee ball up by 5, 20 seconds into the second quarter. Maxson kicks it out to Rucker. Rucker up top to Air, around to Green. Green back to Air. She'll get trapped near midcourt. Got it to Rucker. Somebody should be open. Maxson, turnaround, 12-footer, in and out, no. Rebound, Jacobs for Hanover. Kick out. Ardegan down to Miller. Madison working the baseline, puts it up, no. Long rebound, fought for on the floor between Green and Jacobs. Held ball, possession arrow to the Raiders. Up by 5, 15-10, 7-10 to the break. Sarah Johnson will check in, and wow. Nada Youssef is in the game with 3 personal fouls. Coach Rawlings really rolling the dice here. If I'm Hanover, I attack her at every opportunity on the offensive end. Maxson, turnaround jumper partially blocked. Metzger will fight for the rebound, get it quickly to Davis. Jordan Davis working right side. Bounce pass lost by Jacobs. Picked up top by Miller. Miller to Metzger. Metzger in the lane. Foul. Fouls on Kayla Maxson, and now she's got 2 personal fouls. Hanover in the bonus for the rest of the half at 6:42 to go. It's a 5-point Atlee lead. Hanover has committed only 1 foul so far tonight. That was the Russell wrap on Air on the 3-point play attempt where Kelly missed the free throw try. She leads all scorers with 8 points. First free throw for Metzger is good. 15-11. Atlee's lead was as big as 10. And right now Hanover's on a 6-0 run. Second free throw, no. Sarah Johnson got the rebound, lost it. Down on the floor it goes. Ayer picks it up. Kelly got a 2-on-1. Bounce pass. Maxson, shot up, too strong. Rebound, Metzger. Skying in for the board. Somehow finds Davis in traffic. And she gets tripped from behind, and there's no call. Turnover to Atlee.
Raider basketball baseline.
Jacobs will come out. And Palia checks back in for Hanover. 15-11. Bounce pass, Maxson at the free throw line. Back to Ayer up top. Over to Rucker to the right. Maxson passed, stepped aside by Sarah Johnson. Fight for it down low. Held ball. Possession arrow stays with Atlee. Yeah, they didn't switch the light. The quarter began with Atlee's possession. They're now going to get it switched, and it's Hanover basketball. 4-point game. It is Hanover ball. Miller will inbound it here right beside us at our broadcast position court side. Gets it to Johnson, back to Miller, and she'll hit across the timeline. Ayer will pick her up. Looking for Davis, got her. Jordan picks up the dribble and a held ball, and that possession arrow goes to Atlee. Davis just kind of stopped, and Youssef, even though she has 3 fouls, got in there and helped to get the held ball and get the ball back. Rutger, cross court, Rachel Green. Bounce pass to Maxson. Maxson up to Ayer, over to Green. Back to Ayer. Rucker. Kind of a 1-2-2 zone right now with Davis working up top. Green picks up the dribble, gets help from Rucker. Gets it to Maxson. Maxson did not turn around and shoot. Rutger, right side, Green. And we're going to get a body foul on 40. That's Palia. And that's the second team foul on Hanover. Comes with 5:31 to go in the half at 15-11 Atlee. Ball into Ayer, over to Green, back to Kelly. Kelly up top. 2-3 zone now. Miller joins Davis up top. Pass almost lost at midcourt. Ayer, Green, pass. Almost stolen by Metzger. Got a hand on it. Couldn't get to it before it hits the end line over on the other side of the floor. Fans pouring in here, getting set for the boys' game. I know some of them getting off of work, having a hard time getting here for a 6 o'clock start. We'd love to see more fans come out to the girls' half of girls-boys doubleheaders. Green, double-teamed, into the corner for Youssef. She gets double-teamed, almost triple-teamed. And they find somebody down low. Maxson puts it in, but before it happens, timeout Atlee. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Atlee 15, Hanover 11, 5:05 to intermission. Atlee enters tonight's game, as we mentioned, with a record of 12-9. But they come in 5 points in terms of rating points behind the 8th and final seed in girls basketball, as in the latest standings in midweek. And they are, of course, the Jaguars of Glen Allen. Right now, the 8 seeds in girls basketball in Region 5B. Highland Springs 1, Verina 2, Meadowbrook 3, Burt 4, Godwin, Matoaka, Deep Run, Glen Allen 5 through 8. About 2 points behind Glen Allen in 9th. Hermitage, who had a win over Patrick Henry on Wednesday night. Out of the timeout, bounce pass to Maxson, over to Ayer, now to Miller. Miller back to Maxson, up top to Ayer. No, check that, Green with the ball. Ayer's working baseline. And we're going to get a travel on Rachel Green, trying to stretch to find somebody to get the basketball to. Remember, it is not, just like in football, fans, it's not your record. It's the rating points you get for all the different games that you play. Strength of schedule counts, etc., etc. Davis will go to the line after going up, missing a shot, getting her own rebound, and drawing the 4th foul on Nada Youssef. Coach Rawlings just laughs. What else can you do? You roll the dice. Sometimes it works. First free throw good, and sometimes it doesn't. And so Aya not dressed tonight. Nada to the bench with 4 fouls. Puttkammer comes into the game. She's got 2 fouls. Maxson's got 2 fouls, and the Hawks can exploit this weakness now. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Johnson, turnaround off the glass for 2. And it's a 1-point game, 15-14. And we're going to get a foul as Green gets across the timeline on Adriana Jacobs.
Jacobs.
That's her first and the team's third. Atlee will get it inbound to Air. 4:30 to go in the half. Their 10-point lead down to a single point. 15-14 Raiders. Maxson puts it up. No good. Puttcomer gets the rebound. She'll get two nice rolls and then a third off the iron. No good. And then the ball to the floor and about three players too. Held ball, possession arrow, Hanover. Ill-advised shot there by Maxson. Puttcomer almost was able to take care of business. And Logan Babbs will see her first action tonight. They're going to need some help from her down low here. Quality minutes with all the foul issues. Johnson kicks it out to Davis. Jordan. We get a 3-second violation on Jacobs for Hanover. Turnover to Atlee. 4:02 to the half. Atlee hasn't scored in quite a while. And their lead once 10, now 1. 9-0 Hawks run, 15-14. Pass stolen by Davis, but she can't get to it here out of bounds at the scorer's table. And it'll stay with Atlee. Madison Miller back in. Lacey Miller will throw it in for the Raiders. Gets it over to Green, and Green will come across the timeline. 3:47 left in the half. Miller, long cross-court pass to Air. Kelly, back to Miller. Thought about a three, and then moved, and going to get Metzger coming in to her with the body. That was a nice play by Lacey Miller to force the foul. Now 4 team fouls on Hanover. Into Air, back to Miller right side. Miller gets trapped in the corner, lost the basketball, and it's going to go back to Hanover. Number 1, Trinity Episcopal girls leading collegiate 38-22. That score just in after 3. Thank you, Sports at TES on Twitter for that update. 3:30 to go here in the half. 15-14 Atlee. Davis with the ball up top, picks up the dribble over to Miller. Miller looking for Johnson. She's there, top of the key. Sarah, one dribble to Davis, who will now drive and will get a foul. Babbs just with the body. And Davis to the line. First free throw for Davis is good. We're tied. And now Hanover with a chance to take the lead, which they had ever so briefly early in quarter number 1. Davis is ready for the lead. Good. 16-15 Hanover, 3:16 to the break. Air to Green. Green double team, needs help, got it from Rucker. Rucker to Maxson. Maxson will drive the lane, underhanded scoop shot, no. Rebound Metzger, quickly to Davis. Got Miller if she hurries, puts it up, in. Jordan didn't need her, and she's got 7, and it's a 13-0 run. 18-15, Air in the lane, kick out to Rucker. Corner, stolen, Metzger, down to Davis. Davis running in transition, shot up, no, but a foul. And that's 3 on Kayla Maxson. And the foul woes continue to pile up for Coach Rawlings and the Atlee Raiders. Davis at the line with 2:41 to the break. First free throw, back iron, no good. One more shot coming. Davis with 7 this half. And now 8. Shelby Walker will check back in. Davis will get a quick breather. 19-15, 14-0 run for Hanover. 2:35 to the half. Maxson all alone, free throw line. Turnaround jumper, no good. Maxson gets the rebound that Ayer tips to her. Check that, Green tip to her. They get it back to Kelly Ayer. Over to Miller, left side. Back to Ayer. She'll work the right side. Bounce pass to Green on the baseline. Gets double teamed. Somehow finds Puttkamer. Her jumper will go in. And Atlee finally on the board for the first time in nearly a period of action. 19-17. Hanover by 2. 2 minutes to go in the half. Bounce pass. They get it inside to Metzger. She'll drive the lane and put it in with the left hand. Rachel Metzger for 2. She's got 3. 21-17. Miller. Over to Green. Maxson, her pass stolen. Mardigan with it. Going to the lane, into the drive, and she's got it with the left hand. We'll make that the right hand on the left side. Mardigan, first points tonight. 23-17, biggest lead tonight for Hanover. Maxson, top of the key. Hands it off to Miller. Coming up on 1:10 of the break, Jordan Davis checks to the scorer's table. Green. Bounce pass to Maxson. Turnaround jumper. Good. Kayla now the leading scorer for Atlee with 9 points. Final minute, first half, 23-19 Hanover. Metzger works it left side. Gets it in. Mardigan kick out. Miller. Jumper. Back iron, no. Johnson all alone for the rebound. Kick out. Walker will travel. Girls basketball at the half. Mills Godwin 13 and Douglas Freeman 11. Freeman was the team that Hanover defeated on Monday night. 40 left in the half, 23-19. Hawks by 4. Miller, one dribble to Maxson, who has lived at that free throw line in this offense. Turnaround, Puttkamer, good. And Torrey with a couple of big baskets late. 23-21, Hanover. Miller up top. Final 20 seconds. Needs help. Gets it in the corner. It's Walker driving the baseline. Floater short. Rebound Johnson. Kick out. Mardigan. Floater. Back iron, no. Davis with great positioning. Gets the board and puts it back. And the half comes to a close. It was at 1 point 15-5. As we go to the break, the Raiders get outscored the rest of the half 20-6. Hanover with the lead at the break 25-21. We'll come back, talk postseason, and much more on the halftime report. That's up next as the game of the week rolls on here live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network.
Sheehy Ford of Ashland, with the largest inventory of Fords in the Mid-Atlantic, says fall head-over deals. Up to 40% off MSRP or 0% financing for up to 72 months. Sheehy is proud to present its Military Appreciation Program with savings and additional discounts for active duty, military reserve, retired military, dependent families, and now law enforcement. It's easy at Sheehy. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland. Online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
Massey Wood & West Incorporated has been serving the Richmond and surrounding areas since 1923, offering the finest in home heating oil and propane gas. They also offer professional service and installation of standby generators, tankless water heaters, gas logs, and gas or oil furnaces. Call them today for all of your heating needs at 355-1721. That's 355-1721. Massey Wood & West.
We welcome you back here courtside at Atlee High School. Pep band getting warmed up. Both boys basketball teams are now on the floor warming up a bit during the break. Intermission at girls varsity basketball. 25-21 is our score, with the Hawks of Hanover leading the Raiders of Atlee. Atlee with a good first quarter, especially down the stretch, built a 10-point lead and then went cold as ice. Big foul trouble. 4 fouls on Nada Youssef. Aya Youssef, not dressed tonight, is not playing. Kayla Maxson picked up her third late first half. Kayla has 9 points to lead Atlee. Kelly Ayer has 8. And Tori Buckhammer has 4. Jordan Davis leads Hanover and all scorers with 10 points. 5 points apiece for Adriana Jacobs and Sarah Johnson. Julia Mardigan has 2 and 3 points and a couple of nice steals for Rachel Metzger in this first half of action. Take another quick break. Just a moment. We'll come back and talk a little bit about postseason as halftime continues on the Game of the Week in just a moment. And we welcome you back in, fans. A few minutes to go before we start the second half. Region 4B swimming now underway. We're getting results on that and sending them out across our Twitter network. Hope you're with us on Twitter. If you're not sure how to do it, it's very simple. We offer you hyper-local coverage in a way that no other organization provides you here in the Metro Richmond area. If you want to follow sports all over Richmond, and not just high school, but college, pro, and more, we've got that for you. That's our main Twitter feed at the RVA Sportsnet. That's the RVA Sportsnet. But if you're looking for reports and updates and live coverage of schools in Hanover County, including Randolph-Macon College, follow Hanover Sports. If you're looking for Henrico County schools, follow us at Henrico Sports. And if you're in Chesterfield, want to follow your favorite team or schools in Chesterfield County, follow us on Twitter at Chesterfield Sports, or the letter C, Field Sports. The letter C, Field Sports. Halftime report. Thank you, Doug Hines, on Twitter for the update. J.R. Tucker, 24, Glen Allen, 23. That game's at Glen Allen. Tucker, after going undefeated last season, big graduation losses. They're going to miss the playoffs this year. They will not finish in the top 8. Whereas Glen Allen entered midweek as the 8th and final seed in Region 5B. They had a bit of a cushion, and they were helped last night with the win over Hanover. But with Hermitage still within 2 points, but time running out, Glen Allen could use a win tonight to basically seal that postseason bid. They likely will be on the road next week. Here's how Region 5B is going to work, fans. Top 8 teams out of 15 make the postseason. The tournaments will start next Friday in the quarterfinals. Now, the quarterfinals will be held at the top 4 boys seeds. So girls quarterfinals will take place possibly at neutral sites. For example, right now the number 1 seed for girls is Highland Springs. The number 1 boys seed is LC Bird. The 1-8 games, if they hold, would be at LC Bird. So Highland Springs would be number 1. They would host possibly Glen Allen, but the game would be played in Chester. They're basing quarterfinal courts on the top 4 boys seeds only, not girls. And then we'll have semifinal action. That's coming up Tuesday the 20th at Meadowbrook for the boys, Wednesday the 21st for the girls at J.R. Tucker, and then the Region 5B Girls and Boys Championship games, first ever, will take place 2 weeks from tonight, February 23rd at Meadowbrook High School, girls at 5:30 and the boys at 7:30. We'll talk about the Region 4B tournaments as we roll on here on our broadcast tonight. Right now, second half is underway, and the Atlee Raiders get the ball, moving right to left across your PC, tablet, or mobile device. Rob with them along with you. The game of the week, doubleheader, our final basketball regular season broadcast of the year. Air up top to Rucker. Rucker works it back to Air. Air, Rucker, Puttcomer. It's Maxson and Green. They're the 5 on the floor right now for Atlee. Maxson shot partially blocked by Johnson, picked up by Mardigan. Metzger will work the point. Over to Walker, open for 3. It's good. Shelby Walker for 3. 28-21 Hanover. Air left of the circle, keeps the dribble alive. 1-2-2 zone with Davis working up top. Now that she floats back a little into a 2-3. Air quickly to Green, no dribbling, just quick passes. Air will drive, try to get it inside, but Johnson is there to steal it. Quickly down court, gets it to Davis. Davis over Maxson, who can't commit that 4th foul. Jordan Davis for 2. 30-21. Biggest lead of the night for Hanover is now 9. 6:47 to go in the third. Green bounce pass to Maxson. Turnaround jumper, free throw line. Back iron, no good. Rebound Johnson to Metzger. Metzger across the timeline. Looking down low. Had it. Mardigan missed it just off the right side of the rim, and the rebound to Atlee. Beautiful look there by Metzger. Almost pulled it off. Julia just wasn't able to get a hold of the ball in time to put up a quality shot. Green, 3 dribbles, pass stolen. It's Davis. Davis on Air. Puts it up. No. Fight for the board. Air gets it. Double team. Needs help. And tried to get a timeout. Couldn't get it. Held ball. Possession arrow. Stays with the Hawks. We mentioned this earlier this year, and I mean, even as early December, we saw this. Kelly Ayer is going to be a force for this Raider program for the next 3 years because she is not afraid to play anywhere on the court, and that includes mixing it up with the big guns down low to pick up offensive boards and defensive if need be. She's got hops, no doubt. Pass into Johnson, shot no good. Rebound, got it over Puttcomer and puts it in for 2. Tori's got to be careful. She's got 2 fouls. Double-digit lead first time tonight for Hanover. It's the biggest lead for either team. 32-21, 5:50 to go here in the third quarter. Rucker up top to Miller. Miller will dribble it out, get it back right side to Rucker. Rucker back to Miller, whips it around Maxson. Back to Miller. Miller to Maxson. Open for 3 if she wants it. No good, and Metzger with the rebound. Quickly down court to Madison Miller. Miller needs help, picks it up top to Walker, over to Metzger. Rachel will travel with the basketball. Jessica Russell will check in now for the Hawks. And Walker, who hit the big three-pointer there to start the second half, will check out. And Coach Rollins is going to roll the dice with the lead at 11, and Nada Youssef is back in with 4 personal fouls. 5:20 to go, third quarter. Hanover 32, Atlee 21 on the game of the week. Game 1 of 2 tonight here on rivalry night and senior night for the Raiders. Miller to Rucker right side. Russell will check her. And we get a traveling call on Rucker. Ball back to Metzger and company. 5:05 in the third, an 11-point lead and looking for more. Rachel picks up the dribble, bounce pass. Now back over to Metzger. Metzger looking inside, nothing there. Russell will help out up top. Jessica, bounce pass. Metzger for 3. Good. 35-21. Atlee wants a timeout.
Timeout for the Raiders.
Timeout, Raiders. The Hawks extend a lead of 14. 4:41 to go, third quarter, back in 60 seconds on the game of the week on the RVA Sports Network.
Sheehy Ford of Ashland, with the largest inventory of Fords in the Mid-Atlantic, says fall head-over deals, up to 40% off MSRP or 0% financing for up to 72 months. Sheehy is proud to present its Military Appreciation Program with savings and additional discounts for active duty, military reserve, retired military, dependent families, and now law enforcement. It's easy at Sheehy. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland. Online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
Bassingwood and West Incorporated has been serving the Richmond and surrounding areas since 1923, offering the finest in home heating oil and propane gas. They also offer professional service and installation of standby generators, tankless water heaters, gas logs, and gas or oil furnaces. Call them today for all of your heating needs at 355-1721. That's 355-1721.
And we come back live out of the timeout. Miller had it, got it to Rucker, and then Rucker couldn't handle the ball right at her feet. Goes off a foot, out of bounds across the way, and a turnover back to Hanover. Everything going right for the Hawks right now. Atlee with a 15-5 lead late in the first quarter. And since then, it's been 30-6 Hawks. Metzger gets tied up in the lane. Johnson saves her. Floater baseline, no. And we get a foul on the rebound. And it's going to be on Metzger. And Atlee will get the basketball. That's the first foul of the half. Rachel's second, team's first. And the Raiders get the ball back, still looking for their first points of the third quarter. 4:05 to go, down 14. Rutger gets it to Miller. Miller to Maxson at the free throw line. Bounce pass out to Rucker. Rucker almost traveled, needs help. Somebody's got to bail her out. Miller gets her. Miller over to Rucker. Rucker up top, bounce pass Maxson. Does not shoot the turnaround at the free throw line. She struggled there quite a bit here the last quarter and a half. Youssef gets out of the double team. Miller is wide open. Gets the ball, 12-footer, in and out, no. Rebound, Johnson. Gets it to Metzger, falling to the floor. Metzger kicks it out. Madison Miller, good for 3. Madison's first points of the night. It's 17 the lead, 38-21 Hanover. Looking to move to 14-7 on the year. Final game for them Monday night at Deep Run. Still with a faint hope to get a top 4 seed as we get a foul on Jessica Russell, her second. First on Hanover this half.
Number 15, Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis will check back in. Metzger will get the break. And Atlee gets the ball with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Air to Miller. Miller over to Air. Kelly drives, and we get a whistle. That's a foul. And that's on Russell. That's her third. Jessica Russell's had a tough night defensively, and Metzger's going to check in, and Russell's going to come out with 2:44 to go third quarter. Coach Rohr will have a conversation with Jessica. They get it in. Ayer had it, lost it. Metzger with it, throws. Rucker intercepts. Across the way to Maxson. Back to Youssef up top. Over to Kayla. Kayla over to Rucker. Rucker bounce pass. Youssef turnaround free throw line. Back iron, no. Johnson with the board for the Hawks. Metzger across the timeline. 2:20 in the third. Atlee has been shut out so far this third quarter. Mardigan to check in a moment. Davis, kick out. Metzger with it. Looking inside for Jacobs. Nothing there. Johnson up top. Left side to Miller. Miller to Davis. She'll drive. Floater. Lane. Well short. Rebound. Jacobs up. Too strong. Rebound. Youssef. And she'll get tied up. Atlee wanted a foul. Didn't get it. And a bit of frustration for Nada Youssef right now. Miller will check out. 2 minutes left in the third, and the Raiders just trying to find some points. Maxson, she'll drive, put it up, and get a foul. Got to create offense any way possible. It's on Jacobs. That's her second. A rare moment of laughter between official and head coach here. Courtside. Raiders get the ball underneath. They get it to Maxson. Kick out. Miller open for three. No good. Youssef comes up with a board around three Hawks. Gets it to Maxson in the lane. Floater, back iron. Gets the kind roll. Kayla Maxson finally gets Atlee on the board in the third quarter with 1:40 to go. 38-23. Metzger, Mardigan, bounce pass to Davis. Davis up top. Jordan looking to drive, swing. And the pass is picked off by Maxson, trying to find Adriana Jacobs, weak side. Maxson keeps the dribble alive, now needs some help. Ayer provides up top. Ayer to Miller. Miller will work it over to Rucker. 1:08 to go in the third. Back to Miller, looking inside for Maxson, trying to post on Johnson, does. Looking for a turnaround floater, high off the bank. It's good. Wow, Kayla Maxson. Nice shot there. 38-25. Final 50 of the third quarter. Rachel Metzger bounce pass to Johnson. Turns around in the lane, gets around Maxson and puts it in for two. She did that exact same play in the first half, got called for traveling. We watched her right up close, taking photos Monday night against Douglas Freeman. She knows how to work that pivot foot. 40-25. Pass intended for Maxson, stolen by Metzger to Davis. Davis looking to go coast to coast. No. Rebound, Miller. Check that. Basket is good. Mardigan gets the two, and she's got four. Final 10 of the third. 42-25. Rutger, Maxson, turnaround, good. Kayla Maxson scores all 6 points, gets a steal near the horn. Miller almost had it, couldn't convert. And we'll go to the fourth with the Hawks of Hanover up by 15. It's 42-27. Back after this timeout. Game of the week rolls on the RVA Sports Network. We come back for fourth quarter action. Rob Witham along with you. There was a foul called at the buzzer at the end of the third quarter, and Lacey Miller got 2 free throw attempts and drained them both. So the Atlee cuts it to 13. It's 42-29 as we start the fourth quarter live here on the Game of the Week. Rob Witham along with you. Thank you for being with us tonight and all throughout what's been a wild and woolly regular basketball season. The playoffs should be phenomenal. Madison Miller going to work the lane, kick it out. Mardigan had it, got it to Miller. Madison going to travel after thinking about taking the 3. Turnover to Atlee. Not done yet. 13-point game. They'll get Puttcomer back into the game. Babs will check out. Rucker, Green, Ayer, Maxson, Puttcomer. They're your 5 on the floor right now. Maxson with 3 fouls, but leads with 15 points. She gets it. She'll get tied up at the free throw line. Held ball. Possession arrow stays with Atlee. But they're going to need a run here at some point. A 6-0 and 8-0 run to try to get this thing much more manageable. They get it to Maxson on the baseline. Kick over to Miller. Rucker, excuse me. Her shot hangs off the front of the iron. No good. Hanover with the rebound. Pass down court quickly to Miller. She'll stop, put up a 10-footer, no. Rebound, fought for. Davis gets it, puts it up and in off the glass for 2. Jordan Davis, such strength on the offensive side of the boards. 44-29 Hanover. Ayer, who had 8 points in the first half, has not scored here in the second. Got to get Kelly going. Puttcomer, bounce pass, taken away by Miller, intended for Ayer. Miller now double team. Will get the ball to Metzger. She'll heave a quick pass down low. Mardigan for 2. That was a fastball high and away by Rachel Metzger on the assist. 46-29 Hawks. Green, right side, gets double team. Rucker there to save her up top. Kari looking inside, finds Puttcomer. Kicks it out. Ayer, double teamed. Rucker, inside. Maxson, turnaround floater is good. Man, I don't know how Kayla's making some of these shots, but she's keeping Atlee hanging around. 46-31. We have 6:20 to go in the game. Miller with the basketball, gets it to Johnson. Johnson will drive off the glass. Sarah for 2, and she's got 11. 48-31. Rachel Green, left side to Ayer, back to Green, over to Rucker, back to Green. Green back to Rucker. Now to Maxson. Maxson wanted to bounce pass, but nobody was there. Green helps her out. She'll throw up a prayer. Off the back iron, no. Fight for the rebound, and we get a foul. And the foul, that's going to go against Maxson, and that's her 4th. She was working on Sarah Johnson.
11, Kayla Maxson.
So now 4 on Maxson, 4 on Youssef, but down 17 with 5:46 to go. You got to roll the dice and not a Youssef into the game. Hanover gets the ball across the timeline. Pass to Metzger, driving down the lane. Up left hand and good. Rachel Metzger has 8 points. 50-31, Hanover in control. 5:30 to go. Green up top to Ayer. Ayer kick out to Rucker. Rucker back to Green. Back to Rucker right side. One dribble, bounce pass, Green. Green back to Rucker. The zone defense have worked so well because of the quickness of Hanover to trap when they want to. Maxson at the free throw line. Kick it to Green. Jumper, good. And Rachel Green gets her first 2 of the night. 50-33, inbounded. Metzger gets it. Now across the timeline, a bounce pass. Jordan Davis driving the lane, right hand. Oh, in and out, no good. Got her own board and put it in. Davis rewards herself, 52-33. Ayer, top to Rucker, around to Green. Green, top to Rucker. Rucker to Maxson, triple teamed at the free throw line, and we'll get a foul. It's on Johnson, her first, only the second foul. Check that. That's the sixth foul on Hanover. My bad, fans. We were looking on the other side of the board. Only one against Atlee in this half, and it was the fourth on Maxson. Davis out. Emily Carr will check in for the first time tonight. Walker back in for Hanover. The lead at 19, 4:31 to go. Inbounded to Youssef, over to Ayer, in the corner for Miller. Miller lost the ball. Maxson's able to get it. Now she loses it. Mardigan grabs it for Hanover. Julia across court to Rachel. Metzger finds Carr down low. Up off the glass for two. Rachel Metzger is putting on an assist clinic tonight. 4:10 to go. 54-33. Hawks advancing toward their 14th win of the year and trying to get important momentum as the tournament rolls next week. Ayer, long jumper, no. Rebound, Rachel Metzger. Down to Walker. Walker going to kick it out. Needs help. Youssef on her, and we're going to get a foul. Or do we get a timeout? Hanover may have just bailed out, not a Youssef. We could have had a foul, which would have been her fifth, but Coach Rohr called the timeout first, and not his career gets extended ever so slightly. 54-33, Atlee by 21 with 3:46 left here in game one of our doubleheader on the game of the week. Atlee Rage Cage is coming in nicely now. Hanover student section starting to file in. And again, a weird dichotomy for Atlee tonight in boys action. If they win, they will finish their season at 500, 11-11. And for first-year coach Raleigh Axel, he had Carson Miller and Tyler Warren coming back, lost much to graduation, and wasn't sure what else he had. And for them to be able to come out and possibly go with 11 wins in Coach Axel's first campaign, though they won't make the top 8 in Region 5B and their season will end tonight, you have to claim that to be a successful year. It would be the best year by record of any boys basketball team here in Hanover County. Hanover, win or lose tonight, they know they're going to be in the postseason in 4B because everybody gets in. They're probably going to be in that play-in game, the 12-13 game next Friday night. Out of the timeout, Carr loses the ball, and then we get a foul from behind after Kelly Ayer got the ball in the backcourt. Foul will be on Emily Carr, and that'll be her first. And we got the 1-and-1 coming.
1-and-1 for the Raiders.
Kelly Ayer with the basketball at the free throw line. See if she can finally get some points here in this second half for the homestanding Raiders. First shot will bank in. Hey, however way you get it through the hoop, that's really all that matters. 54-34. Logan Babbs checking back in.
And Grace Gulliford.
And for the first time tonight, 55, Grace Gulliford will see action. Second free throw. Off the back iron, no. Long rebound to Metzger. Quickly down court to Russell, and she'll travel. For all the good we've seen tonight for Hanover, bless her heart, it's been a tough night for Jessica Russell. But we've also seen her play extremely well at times this year. It's all part of that first-year varsity experience. Russell getting a lot of playing time here in this season as Coach Rohr's been able to go 9, 10, sometimes 11 deep. 3:30 to go, 20-point game. Ayer up top, kicks it to Green. Green bounced pass in the corner, almost taken away by Metzger, who flies into the bleachers. Rachel is all over the place tonight. Coach Rohr claps in approval, says, great job, Rach, and he's absolutely right. She has been a force tonight. 3:20 to go, 54-34. Hanover up 20. 2-3 zone employed. Ayer. Miller up top. Maxson pass intercepted. Russell to Davis on a 2-on-1. The bounce pass. Jordan up and in. Jordan Davis has 18 points to lead the Hawks. 3 minutes to go. 56-34. Maxson in the corner. Trying to drive. Bounce pass. Puttkamer out to Ayer. Ayer to Miller. Can't get the three off because Davis gets right in their face. Man, this defensive speed for Hanover has been impressive tonight. It has frustrated the living daylights out of this offense. Maxson down low, and she'll draw the foul on Metzger and get to the free throw line.
Maxson fouled by number 5 for the Hawks. Maxson to the line to shoot 2.
So 2 shots coming with 2:37 to go, but this game no longer in doubt, as the Hawks are on their way to 14-7. First shot by Maxson is good. Atlee, after 2 consecutive appearances in the old Group 5A state quarterfinals, will miss the postseason this year and look to finish with a record of 12-10. Again, Hanover to deep run on Monday night to wrap up the regular season. Second shot, Maxson is good. 56-36. 19 for Kayla Maxson to lead all scorers. Metzger bounce pass to Davis with under 2:30 to go. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson working on Babs. Down low to Davis. Jordan kick out around. Metzger open free throw line. Back iron, no. Fight for the rebound. Ayer gets it. Kelly's all alone, though. No help. She'll back it out wisely. Rip it out around to Rucker. Back up top to Ayer. Ayer. Left side. Now back over to Kelly. Over from Rachel Green. Rutger. Back to Ayer. 2 minutes left. 56-36 Hawks. Green baseball pass to Rucker. Up top to Ayer. Over to Rucker. And they just cannot find an open shooter. Green. Do we have a timeout? Yep, timeout on for the Raiders. Full timeout for Atlee with 1:47 to go. We mentioned senior night here for Atlee. Let's take a moment and give a salute to the seniors on this girls basketball team. Experienced 2 state quarterfinal appearances as sophomores and juniors. Sophie Vandenhoff, Nada Youssef. Now you think about this, fans. Kelly Ayers a freshman. Kayla Maxson, leading scorer tonight's a sophomore. Putcomer's a junior. Rucker's a freshman. Green is a junior. Miller a freshman. Aya Youssef not playing tonight, a junior. Addison Rasso not playing tonight, junior. There is a ton coming back this next year for these Atlee Raiders and Coach Michael Rawlings. And there's a ton coming back for Hanover. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's a disappointing senior night, I know. Shot blocked, Ayer on the baseline. Metzger gets all ball. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Atlee. 56-36, final 1:44 of the game. They get it in. Shot no. Rebound Hawks. Looking down court. Davis breaks out open, and she'll easily lay it in for 2. And Jordan Davis leads all scorers with 20 points. 1:30 to go. 58-36. We'll start to get some final scores in a moment. Basket good by Atlee as we just look down at our stat sheet. Johnson goes up, gets fouled by Youssef, and for Nada, that'll be her 5th and final foul, and her Atlee career comes to a close.
Thank you, Nada.
And she'll get a huge round of applause, and well-deserved.
Senior captain Nada Youssef finishing her career here now.
1:16 remaining. And to the free throw line will go Sarah Johnson. First shot is good. Sarah had 14 Monday night in the win over Douglas Freeman. She has 12 here this evening and looking for number 13 on this second free throw try. Short, but the rebound right back to her. She'll put it up in the lane and put it in. All Hanover tonight. It's just been that way since late first quarter. 61-38 Hawks. Final minute of the game. Pass stolen. Walker gets it. Shelby to the hoop for 2. And Hanover, whatever ailed them Tuesday night against Armstrong and last night against Glen Allen, tonight's the elixir. Maxson hit the lane, tried the turnaround